Hey everybody, and welcome back to another Wednesday Wins. So excited for you to join us today, and just so excited to talk about what is going on here in Indianapolis, here in just the real estate investing world, just the communities in general. Something we like to do just every Wednesday, get together, share some feel-good stories, and talk about the wins that are going on. And of course, I got Amie back with me today. Amie, how's it going?
It's good. You see, I'm in a new location today.
I like it.
I'm not at home. I'm out of quarantine. Just kidding. I'm sitting on top of the Circle here in Indianapolis downtown. And no, I just tried out the new background. What do you think?
I like it. I feel like I thought maybe you got sick of working from home and you just have a new office down there on top of one of the rooftops or something.
No, wouldn't that be beautiful?
So no, very cool. So it's always funny to be on like the Zoom meetings and everybody's trying the different backgrounds and things like that.
We're learning a lot, aren't we?
He's just testing it out and people are distracted and
it'll change every 5 minutes. No, I won't do that. Next week it may be different. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how this works.
There you go. So awesome. But yeah, so we like to do this every Wednesday. And we just like to share some stories that we've collected, that we've heard, just whether they're news reports or somebody just like send us a clip and be like, hey, we did this in our community and things like that. So Amie, I'm going to turn it over to you first and let you share just some of the wins that you saw from this week.
Awesome. Well, this is just a short story. I don't have pictures of this, but my sister shared with me something that her husband did that it gave me goosebumps and actually made me cry a little bit. He was at the gas station a few days ago and he noticed someone living out of their car. It was very obvious they were living out of their car. They had nothing. And something in him just told him to go in and buy a lottery ticket. And he spent $10 on a lottery ticket, which I'm sure that person would have been happy with just $10,
Yeah.
But he spent $10 on a lottery ticket, won $100, and took that $100 out to this guy in his car, and the guy just started bawling. I was like, oh my gosh, isn't that awesome?
That is awesome.
I just thought that was really, really cool.
Yeah.
Just to remember other people right now, I thought that was a really cool story. But I have a couple other stories too. So I'll share my screen in just a sec. But a couple weeks ago, I mentioned an organization that we've helped with kiddos with cerebral palsy, right? And it's called the Len Foundation. And they asked for, while our kids are at home, to draw pictures, to do a video, whatever, kind of give a message to some of those, they call them CP warriors, cerebral palsy warriors, on their page. So we kind of divided them up as a team and wrote specific things to each child. So I don't know if everybody's put their things in the box yet, but I thought this was some cool stuff to share. So I'm going to show that off. My daughter Audrey drew a couple pictures. Of course, it's not. You can kind of see them. See there?
Yeah. She
drew that picture for a little girl named Ellie, and then a little girl named Addison, and then my other daughter Vivian drew. She wrote some little notes to them, and then my other daughter Blythe got that one wet, and it kind of wrinkled up a little bit. So I didn't show Vivi that. But then Rachel from our team, she made a little video of playing fetch with her dogs. She doesn't have any kids, so she's like, I want to participate.
Hi, Silas. I'm Rachel from Indiana, and these are my dogs, Harlow and Jay. They love to play fetch. So let's do it. You guys ready? Ready?
So you get the point. So she's playing fetch with her dogs, which was awesome.
That's great. The Len Foundation does some amazing things. So definitely.
And these kids right now can't have therapies and things like that. So it's just like a message, like you're being thought of, and hopefully once this is all done, you can get what you need and you can just stay focused on being well and doing all that stuff that makes you better.
Yeah, and it's amazing what little notes and pictures and things like that do for people. I mean, I know it's just from different times. Like I know my brother was in the hospital for a very extended period at one point, but it was just amazing like how much just a simple letter or a picture from somebody would just cheer him up and things. So whenever anybody's going through stuff like this, especially when people from the Len Foundation, when they can't go through their therapies, they can't see their usual people, and you get that positivity from them. Just any little thing is awesome. So that's great.
Yeah. I agree. And I'm like, well, that's just one little thing, you can do. Any organization, ask what they need right now and kind of do that. My cousin lives in Wabash, and she shared this the other day, Wabash, Indiana, and this was a friend of hers. They converted, and this is like real estate stuff, so there are some beautiful churches all around our country, all around our city, and sometimes, you know, they are abandoned. They're old and they need a lot of stuff to take care of them. This one was converted into, it's called the Sanctuary of Wabash, into an, I think, like Airbnb. You can rent this out for wedding parties, like all kinds of stuff. It is gorgeous. I just thought it was really, really cool. And just another way, look at that kitchen. I mean,
awesome.
isn't that so cool? This is just something you could do. This could be your next flip, Brian.
There we go. So that's always been my dream.
My
Buy like
church.
some church on a back road and just turn it into a house or something. So yeah.
Isn't that cool? I thought that was pretty sweet. So I just had to share that because we have a lot of rehabbers out there. You know, if you're looking for your next project, maybe it's a church.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. You don't want to see these buildings, you know, go down. And then another really funny one. So I have a friend from high school. He was one of our teachers in high school, and he's super funny. He sings at church. Like he's really good. He's been making these really funny songs, and he I think he leads Campus Life there in my hometown of Bluffton, Indiana. And he's been filming these little videos, making up songs for the quarantine.
Quarantining, having a blast. COVID-19 happened so fast. Corona, viral disease. Corona, watch where you sneeze. Social life fading away. Oh, please stand 6 feet apart. Quarantine, we're all working from home. Quarantine, your best friend is your phone. No more concerts, sports, school, or shows. Lots of Germex, TP is low. Wear a mask, wash your hands well. Uber Eats, all through your cell. Stay at home, but if you go, oh, please stand 6 feet apart. Quarantine.
So you get the point, right?
I love it.
Quarantine. I swear it's just a cold.
I swear it's just a cold.
So I think this is the second week in a row that you shared a song, Amy. I think next week we need an original from Amie Lieurance.
Should I make one up?
There we go.
That might be kind of fun. I might have to do that.
Sing it from the rooftops.
Maybe, yes. I'll get a different background for that, and maybe I'll put my Richard Simmons wig on. I don't know.
Perfect.
One more little thing. I have to have a prop every week, right?
Yeah.
Oh, they're barely going to show up. Okay. Because I'm on the green screen. These are some flowers my daughter picked for me yesterday.
Oh, very
Can
nice.
you see them?
Yeah.
So they're on my office, and they just bring some sunshine to me. I thought that was really sweet. Last week she picked some of the same ones. Hold on just a sec. Brian, you take it from here. I'm going to mute myself for a sec.
All right, sounds good. I do have there's some stories to share as well. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. All right, and just a couple of stories that I thought were pretty cool, ones that I saw from this week and things like that. So we got one of, I just thought this was really neat. So this lady's name is Jillian Ketzenberger, and basically what she's doing is everybody's just cooking from home now and trying some different recipes and things like that. So basically what she wants is, what are your best recipes that you're cooking? And she's putting together a community cookbook for here in Indy. She does Eat and Drink Indy. So just like I said, just a local cookbook of kind of some things that maybe people are trying. I know I'm trying a different one tonight. I'm making gumbo tonight. I've never made it before, but I love to cook. So I think it's just a great idea to get some of these different recipes out there and things like that, and everybody collaborate on a project like this. So Amy, you got any, I'm sorry, you might still be on mute, messing your dog. That's all right. Next story we got here. So I thought this was pretty cool. There's a lot of people right now that are just, seniors. They can't have graduation. They can't have prom. They got all different kinds of stuff going on right now. But so at Chittard, I know a lot of different schools are doing a bunch of stuff like this, but at Chittard Catholic High School down in the Broad Ripple area and stuff like that. So a lot of the senior boys just got together, and on the prom day, instead, since they're going to go to prom, they went ahead and just got their dates, and a lot of the senior girls just flowers, bouquets of flowers.
That's so cool.
I thought that was really neat. And I really did wanted to share this too, because a lot of these students were my former students as well.
So that's awesome.
Doing some great stuff and things. So
that's nice.
Awesome stuff there. And then my last story for today is, I just thought this was really cool too. There are a lot of stuff going on here just in Indianapolis with just tenants, evictions, just all the stuff with the stay-at-home order. We don't know when, kind of this is when we're able to do evictions, and just everybody's worried about rent, all kinds of stuff going on right now. I know, and we know these guys because they're members of Syria.
Yeah.
We got Evan and Clay Manship, just awesome guys here in Indianapolis. But they were on the news this week for basically what they did is they forgave the May rents for all their tenants and stuff. So, and I know a lot of landlords are doing things like this right now, just maybe forgiving rent for a certain month, or working out payment programs, and just working with people. And this is what real estate is all about, of what's the situation, are people in a situation they can't handle or they can't deal with, or do they need help in some way? So they did a great job, and they kind
That's
of
very cool. I did not hear about that. That's really cool. Good job, guys. Way to go.
So awesome job from them, and just a lot of the stuff that I hear the landlords doing, and just different creative ways to help their tenants out during this time as well. So, tenants' jobs aren't just to just pay rent. They're taking care of the house. They're doing other things as well. So, if you have to give up a little something on some of that, it's all good stuff. But yeah, so some awesome stories going on this week in Indianapolis, and a lot of things just happening. So Amie, I'm gonna go back to you real quick though. I know you're dealing with a dog there for a second things, but so
then my kids came in. I'm like, this is the joy of working at home and not on the rooftops of Indianapolis, right?
There you go. Yeah. So you really are at home. You're not on the rooftop.
I really am at home.
I want to know. I was talking about. So I'm going to try a new recipe tonight. So I'm going to make some gumbo. I've never tried that before.
Oh, yeah.
Have you tried any new recipes or anything during this time?
I have been cooking so much. Our grocery bills have never been so high. I need to get to Kroger so I can use some of my gas points, but I haven't been driving, so my tank is not empty.
Right. Yeah.
Need to get some for the mower. Like my husband needs to be in line behind me so we can all fill up all of our cars at once, because we'll be paying like 50 cents a gallon.
Yeah.
But yes, I mean, I've definitely been cooking a ton. I haven't tried a lot of new recipes, but I feel like I pulled out some old favorites that take a little bit longer maybe, and maybe my kids forgot about, and we're trying some of that stuff out. But a lot of home cooking here, and baking. I love to bake as well. So we've been eating some sweets here and there.
So awesome stuff. So there are definitely some wins happening here in Indianapolis, whether it's, forgiving rent, or a cookbook, or just making up some fun loving songs, helping out people like the Lynn Foundation. There's a lot of things that are going on. We would love to hear what's going on in your life, in your story, in your community, or in your business.
Yeah.
Let us know if you have any wins that you want to share with us. We'd love to hear about it. And that's it. Amie, you got anything to take us out?
Yeah, real quick, I heard this, and I think next year we should share images that we see, but the Blue Angels are flying over Indianapolis today, over all of the hospitals, I believe. So I think that's going to be super cool. I've seen them kind of doing teasers about it. So I think if we have some pictures to show of that next week, or video, that's so awesome. That'll just mean so much to all of our first responders, our medical workers, and everything. So.
Definitely. That is definitely a win. So awesome stuff. Well, thanks a lot for tuning in, and we will see you guys next week. We'll get on now with our interview with Eric Downing from Hocker Title, their business is just crushing. They are winning. They're doing an awesome job. So tune in for our interview with him and hear what's going on, and just people are buying and selling properties all over the place here in Indianapolis. So thanks a lot, guys.
Awesome. See ya.
What's up, everybody, and thank you for tuning in for another Wednesday Wins. This is one of my favorite things to do each week, and I love it when we have interviews especially when we have interviews with awesome people like Mr. Eric Downing here, from Hocker Title. So, Eric, thanks a lot for joining us, man. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you and your whole team and stuff like that. And, as Amie and I are kind of figuring out, like, hey, who do we want to bring on for an interview for Wednesday Wins and stuff like that? Like, right away, we're like, let's bring Hocker on. They've been killing it with all their closings and refinancings and just all this stuff. I always hear great things about you guys. I love working with you and stuff like that. So, and this is all about just sharing some wins of what is going on with your business, and that you guys are still operating. Things are still going well. Even you might have had to make some changes and things like that, but let's just kind of talk about some of that stuff right now and how well you guys are still operating right now.
Awesome. Well, thanks a lot for having me, Brian and Amie. It's great to be on here. And first and foremost, for all the listeners and people watching, I hope everyone's doing well and staying healthy. The first two words that jump out to me are adaptation and versatility. Ever since the beginning, when we first got word that things were going to be kind of on a lockdown basis and that we were considered an essential company, we had to find very quickly some ways to navigate and ways to keep our staff healthy. And so we immediately jumped into all mobile closers. Those are the people that they don't work for us. They're 1099 contractors. They've been doing closings for us for years, but they still are hungry. They still need to do closings. They've got the tools in place to make sure they're doing it safely. And our reasoning for that was to keep our staff healthy, because we don't want one of our closers to have to walk back into our room, unbeknownst to anybody, they be sick and spread it, and all of a sudden we have to close. And so, we just had to adapt very quickly and put together policies and practices. And yeah, I mean, we have been doing closings. We have not really seen much of a dip in business. We're still doing a lot of investor deals, a lot of wholesale transactions. Refinances is really kind of lifting us right now, because if we have seen anything on the purchase side decline, the refinances have really sparked or spiked up. But yeah, we've just made a ton of changes. We're doing curbside, parkside, mobile closings wherever people are comfortable doing them. We actually submitted some photographs to the Indiana Historical Society a couple weeks ago. They reached out to us and wanted to have some kind of capture the moment in the changes during the pandemic. And so we had pictures that we submitted where our closers are all wearing masks and everybody's 6 to 10 feet apart from each other, and hand sanitizers all over the table. So it's just been an extremely interesting time. We're so grateful that our customers are still bringing us deals, and yeah, we're just, I guess those are the main two things, is just adapting and versatility.
Awesome. I know we're closing one with you today, Eric.
Awesome. Well, thank you.
Yes, of course. Love working with you guys too, but it's great having you on. And I know that, title companies are obviously essential in our business, and we're so grateful that you guys are open so that we can still work. And all of the changes you made quickly. I think around the world, everyone had to stop and make changes on the, on the dime, and just make adjustments. So
and we just didn't know, we kept watching, the governor and the president, and we kept trying to figure out, like, are they going to shut us down at some point? Because we fall, as a law firm and a title company, we fall under kind of two categories within those briefings. And so, thankfully, we haven't had to shut down. We have not had to lay anybody off. We've been fortunate to be able to keep everybody employed. And really, like I said, we're not seeing much of a slowdown. And then to add to it, everybody here probably wants to strangle me, because I've been onboarding a new software platform for 9 months, and it went live on March 31st. And so right in the midst of all this, everybody, and that's why the adaptation kind of comes to mind too, is because everybody's had to completely adapt to a new software after 10 years of using the same one. And so just, I'm so grateful for the staff here and everybody's, ability to do that. We have had to put people into remote workspaces. We have had to take some precautionary measures with people who had a cough or had, maybe a sore throat, but it never developed into anything, but we didn't know. So we quarantined them to a separate office we might have somewhere else, or to their home. But yeah, the same thing that we're all dealing with, and just, day by day, I think, the silver lining is we'll all be better prepared next time. We're all going to know what's coming and how to react to it better. But yeah, we're just so thankful that closings are still happening, and that we're still able to satisfy our customers and get closings, get people paid and people moved into their new homes and out of, new beginnings, fresh start, whatever it is.
Yeah.
No, it's awesome. I love the fact you bringing up the word adaptation and stuff too. And that's great. And that's what we have to do. That's just business in general and stuff like that. But especially during times like this, being able to do that. So appreciate what you guys do. I'm just going to throw this out there. You might want to get like a patent on maybe like a drive-through title company or something like that. That might be a good thing to look into, but great stuff. I know that you guys definitely are essential to everything that we do, in the real estate business and world around here. I know that's one of the first things we thought about, of like all this coming out, like, oh wait, what's going on with title companies? Like, are we gonna be able to work with them and stuff? So
oh man, the questions we fielded in that first week, and like I said, we didn't know. We were kind of waiting on somebody to say, like, you're done, you can't do anything, and it never happened, thankfully. So
No, great stuff. So, I mean, that's what this is all about. You know, Wednesday wins, celebrating there's some big stuff going on in our world, and there's some, you know, some sad stuff and some, you know, tragic stuff too. But there are some wins still going on, especially here in Indianapolis with the amount of closings that are going on. People still buying and selling. Real estate world is still kicking, still being strong, and Indianapolis just kind of shows one more reason why it is a great place to invest. You know, when I'm, you know, working with Amie, we bought a deal off of them, you know, last week. We're closing some deals with Hocker this week and things like that. So appreciate you guys and everything you guys do. And thanks a lot for joining us on Wednesday Wins, Eric.
Yeah,
Thanks, Eric.
again. Thanks again for having me, and keep winning. Woo!
Here we go.
Bye.